What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. K-Rino. I got a cool message for y'all tonight. A real cool message for y'all tonight. And you know how people like to say, um, I don't know who needs to hear this, but here it is. It's for you. I don't know who needs to hear this, but we pretty happy tonight because my team won. And I didn't think my team was gonna win, but that's a different story. I'm just stalling till a few of y'all pop in. Um, I see Jimi Hendrix is the first one on the board. First one on the board tonight. Jimi Hendrix first one on the board. Uh, Glad to see y'all here. I see you, Keandre. I see you in the building. Uh, we're gonna get right into this thing once we load up a little bit and educate each other on this topic because again, it represents a mindset that we have to get ourselves out of. Plain and freaking simple. It represents a mindset. Um, I thank y'all for coming in on this Friday night. You know, as I say all the time, I know on Fridays there's so many other things that y'all could be doing. You know, for those of y'all who still like to go hang out at the club and all that. You know, my club days are over unless I'm performing, unless I got a show or there's an event that I'm participating in that takes place at a club, then you'll see your big brother out. But as far as hanging out just some leisure, kicking it, nah, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. It's one of the greatest feelings in the world when you get used to. Not saying get used to it. It's one of the greatest feelings in the world when you prefer to be at the house instead of running the streets. That's one of the greatest feelings in the world. It's like, whew, I'd rather be at home. Um, Quick little housekeeping notes for everybody who ordered physical copies of the new album, Audio Optics. I always try to keep a copy handy. For everybody who ordered physical copies of the new album, they are on the way. Y'all CDs have been shipped out. They on the way. We had a slow shipping week because of the so-called holiday, so that lost us a day. But they are on the way, and they're going out. They'll be arriving slowly but surely. To everybody who was wondering, like, you know, where's my CD? Pre-order my CD. It's on the way. Everybody will be getting that stuff. Even our brothers and sisters overseas. Takes a little longer overseas, people. So you know, be patient, but it's coming. I see the homie Crusade is in the building, man. Yeah, okay. She got back from the Panthers game. The Panthers game? What Panthers game? You said they lost 2-0. Panthers? What Panthers game where they lost 2-0? I know it wasn't a football game that was 2-0, man. But you never know. Get a safety and nobody else scores. But unless you're talking about hockey, you might be talking about hockey. Is there a hockey team called the Panthers? Got to be. Got to be, man. Give me the game, man. Give me the game. Yeah, but all good. Crusade, I still need to link you up with my guy, man. He really, really loves your music and he wants to work with you, man. So you probably gonna have to send me a number. Send me your number. Email me the number. Yeah. Yeah, but the Audio Optics album, to everybody who purchased the album on CD, it is on the way, y'all. Just taking a little while to, you know, to get them out. But I appreciate y'all's support. Let's get into the topic, man. We got enough people to go into this. As y'all can see, it says trying to take what's not yours is dangerous. And I want to explain what I mean by that, because again, it speaks to a certain mindset that a lot of people have when they see something that belongs clearly, blatantly belonging to somebody else, and they make a decision that they want it. I remember LL Cool J said a line a long time ago on one of his songs on one of his earlier albums. I think it was called The Breakthrough. That was one of my favorite LL Cool J songs. And one of the lines that he says, the problem is you want what another man has. His car, his wife, or his razzmatazz. Just mean his whole personality, his whole image. And that's really where I'm going with this, because there are people who sit back and they prey on other people, and they wait for you to advance in life. They wait for you to come up in life. They wait for you to accumulate certain things, only so they can swoop right in and snatch it from under you in one way or the other. You could take it in the form of people who rob and steal. That's on one of the more base level ways to look at it. There are people who, they see you pull up in a nice car, you just got some rims on your nice car, and their first thought is that they're gonna either jack you for your rims, or they just gonna wait until you park the car, and they'll sneak in, slip in, and take the rims from you like that. They'll steal them from you. And there are people who will see you, oh man, you got a nice house. I know you got some nice stuff in that house, and they'll break in your house, rob you, whatever the case may be. They are willingly swooping in to try to take something that somebody else worked hard for, somebody else put the time and the effort in, somebody else had the honest grind in them to say, man, I'm just gonna go out and work for mine. And all that time and that work that you put in for that thing that you worked for now is for nothing, because this person comes in and they get it in one day, in 1 minute, because they were not willing to do it. But we're going to talk about all the dangerous sides, because in this day and age, the robber ain't safe, the jacker ain't safe, the thief is not safe, because we've seen so many instances where that whole attempt to take something that belongs to somebody else has backfired on the person that was trying to take it. And I'm that guy who would never feel sorry for somebody who's trying to take something that doesn't belong to them, and then whatever happens to them, they get jammed up. I'm not going to feel sorry for you for that, because you had the same energy, you have the same able-bodiedness. I just made that word up. But you are an able-bodied grown man or woman. You have the same ability to go out and work for what it is, whatever it is that person worked for, but you wanted to take a shortcut. So if you get cut short because you wanted to take a shortcut, hey man, that's the dance. That's the record you chose to dance to. If that's the record you chose to dance to, then hey, you got to dance to it. Now, on different levels, the thing that could be that somebody can be going after that's not theirs, that belongs to somebody else, it could be another person. Somebody sees your wife, talking to the guys or to the females. I see you, Chloe Brown, in the building. Somebody sees your husband, and they decide that they want your wife or they want your husband. And different reasons other than just being that kind of individual come into play, because it could be a situation where they're not even really thinking about. They may know you. They know you personally. And they're not necessarily thinking about going after your wife or going after your husband, going after your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever level y'all are on, until they see how happy you are with that person. They see how good you and that person seem to be together, and something within them, the envy, that sits within them makes them decide that this is something that they want to try to destroy. And a lot of times it can happen with people who are the closest ones to you. It could be your blood brother that decide he wants to go after your wife. It could be your best friend that you grew up with that decides he wants to go after your wife. It could be your friend, your sister, your close home girl that decides she wants to go after your husband. And they may play the role of being happy for you. They may play the role of being somebody that would never do that. And you find yourself confiding in those people when you may be having problems or going through certain situations, because it's not always about y'all just doing good. The opportunity, the window may open up if that person sees you and your wife or husband going through some problems. They say, this is my chance to get in. So they may talk to you or listen to you because you the friend, you the family member, you closest to them, but they may also try to get to the person that you're with, even if they're not as close to them. That you'll find them trying to have little conversations with them, trying to gauge where that person's head is to see what possibilities they have of getting in. Now, here we are with 8 billion people living on the planet Earth. So anytime the thought comes in my mind of why a person may be adamant about going after somebody else's man or woman or something along those lines, the first thing I think about is how many choices that person has to go and find their own person. Why would you go and pursue your brother's woman or your sister's man when there are many, 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 many people that you could choose from, that you could go out and try to make that happen for yourself? Same principle when we talked about people who like to rob and steal. Why would you go after what that person has worked for when you can go work for it yourself? So again, it speaks to an issue of character. It speaks to the possibility that that person that you've been kicking it with all that time, I won't say the possibility, I would say the probability, the actuality, and the reality that that person you've been kicking it with all that time that you thought y'all was like this, they never really felt that way about you. They never really felt that way about you, because there have been situations where people have taken a person from a person and then they go off and get married. Or, they go off and they do their thing for a little while. But more times than not, those relationships never have any longevity because of the nature in which they were established. So if that's how y'all came in, then even if down the line y'all do start to develop some kind of feelings for each other, the trust is not going to be there because y'all know how y'all came in. Y'all know how y'all came to be with each other. You established that relationship under some snakish circumstances. So the slightest little thing that this person does or that person does now, you feel in the same way. So it's almost like you on borrowed time with the person who you stole from the other person. But as hurtful as it might be to the person who lost a man or a woman, if you really look at it from a logical point of view, it's really a blessing. You really came up to get rid of that person if that was the type of person that they're going to be, or that they prove that's who they really are. It's a good thing to get rid of that person. Now, I know if you got feelings involved and you got blindsided by that, you didn't see it coming, then you can't just avoid how you might feel about it. You're going to feel it, But when you look at it in reality, trust me, in the long run, you got rid of a problem. You got rid of a problem at the right time. And most people will say, well, let them have each other, because those types of people, they meant for each other. So let them have it. Let them have it. You may look at it in the beginning like you lost somebody. You may look at it in the beginning as you lost two people, because of course you're not going to be friends with the person who you was cool with that stole your person from you. But sometimes life has a way of weeding people out of our life who we may not see as being a problem for us. God might have moved that person out of your life. So we have to look at it from that angle and say, okay, that's good. But to the people who think like that, see, you know how they tell people sometimes, say, hey, girl, you better not introduce her to your husband. Yeah. Well, and then sometimes we'll say, well, you know what? My husband ain't like that. I ain't got nothing to worry about. I trust him. He's not going to get down. And you might be right. I pray that you're right, because there are a lot of men and a lot of women who they wouldn't fall for that. They wouldn't get caught up in that. But that would not stop. That does not stop the person from trying to pursue it anyway, because things like that become a challenge, especially if they, again, see your happiness. You always at work bragging about how good your man is. He bring you flowers to work. He come pick you up and surprise you and take you to lunch. And he just shows himself to be that kind of guy, that he's just a great guy. And your coworkers see it. The majority of them, they'll be happy, but it's going to be that one or two that's like, because their relationships have not worked out. Their mentality as it relates to how to deal with a man, or a man how to deal with a woman, it's not lined up properly. So the frustration and the anger and the bitterness that they have inside of them, they want to impose that on somebody else. They don't want to see nobody happy. If I ain't happy, ain't nobody gonna be happy. If I got a way to intercept your happiness and get a pick six off of it, they're gonna intercept your happiness. They want to destroy, because it gets on their nerves to see somebody enjoying a relationship that they were not able to enjoy, but never factoring in what their role was in not being able to enjoy a relationship. Like the old saying go, maybe it was you. And most likely it was them. It was them. So rather than fix myself, rather than look at myself and try to fix my flaws to make me better moving forward, I'm just going to destroy your relationship. And unfortunately, more times than we would like to believe, they actually pull that off. But we live in a time where, just like I said, where the jacker might end up getting the game reversed on him, the thief may end up getting the game reversed on him. We live in a world where the same thing happens, because there are other people who are not going to tolerate a person trying to make a move and go after their husband or go after their wife. And the most calmest, coolest, mild-mannered individual that you come across could snap if they find out that their cousin was going after their dude, or their brother was going after their woman. And before you know it, you're watching the news and you seeing one of those incidents that we see far too often. Because it's one thing for a total stranger to come in and destroy your relationship. It's a different level of pain and anger that kicks in when you were betrayed by somebody that was supposed to be close to you. The reaction could be totally different. Person could snap. So it's danger in that. It's danger in that because everybody don't charge it to the game like they say in the rule book it should be done. The unwritten rule book should be just like I said, hey man, let them have each other. That's what I subscribe to. If I was in that situation, I would be like, okay, well, you know what? Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Just y'all have each other, do what you do. But everybody don't think like that because we don't know what the other person may have invested in that relationship and in that person mentally and material wise. We don't know what that person may have invested into that, and they could lose it behind that because they'll think of everything that they did. Man, all the stuff I did. No, man, I ain't been nothing but good to her. And he come get both of y'all. So the thought to want something that does not belong to you, something that you clearly see is attached to somebody else. We got to remove that mindset. There is a famous family, and I saw this story, and I don't know how they reacted to it. Apparently everything was cool. Nobody got murked behind it, but one of the brothers was married. This one brother was married to this woman. They had children together. And I don't know if they divorced or if the other brother came in and kind of drew her away. But whatever the case was, the other brother ended up with the one brother's ex-wife, and he married his brother's ex-wife. And then they had children together. And I thought that was the weirdest thing in the world. That's one of the weirdest scenarios that I had ever seen because, number one, what would make the brother want to even marry his brother's wife who he already has children with if he didn't already want her from day one? He wanted her from day one. He been wanting her. See? But number two, what would make the woman go through with the fact that she has now been married to two brothers, blood brothers, and has children from both of them? It also says to me that she wanted the other brother all along too. They was here. I told a story on my podcast one time, Underground Dialogue Podcast. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe. Underground Dialogue Podcast. Y'all go subscribe. But I told a story one time about Sam Cooke and Bobby Womack. And I'm not going to tell the whole story again, but I'll just give like a quick little short version. Sam Cooke basically brought Bobby Womack into the music game, raised him, taught him the game, kept him under his wing, was a great friend and mentor to him. And as soon as Sam Cooke died, Bobby Womack married his wife. Now, you knew that was Sam's wife. You had been around them. I'm sure y'all had been around them at get-togethers and family stuff. And sure, he's brought his wife around many times. But to marry his wife, to get with his wife right after he died, says two things. Y'all was already here. You already wanted his wife. And she already wanted you. And you were not really a real friend to that man. You was not a real friend. Plain and simple. We got to get to the point where we don't even want something that belongs to somebody else. Why would you even want somebody who you know is involved with somebody else? You know that, you know this. And some people actually do it as a game. It's like, I don't really want him. I'm just going to prove and show that I can get him if I want him. And then they'll throw it away after the fact. Like, I just wanted to show that I could get him. He act like he's so faithful. Oh yeah, she act like she loves. She always talk about how much she love her husband. Watch this. It's a game. It becomes a contest. Like, I'm gonna prove to you that I can break your faithfulness and your loyalty. And then once I accomplish that, you can have him back now. Ah, man. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people who have this thing where they go after people and things that don't belong to them, this is the funny part. These are the main people who, if the shoe was on the other foot, they would either be ready to just break down and go crazy and cry and die, or they'll be ready to kill if the same thing was happening to them, or if somebody close to them had done the same thing. That is the weird part. And the example I always give, it would be like you stealing somebody's car. You went out one night and stole somebody's car. And as soon as you steal that car, you took it and got it repainted, somehow switched the plates. You did something to just, okay, you turned that car into your own. Now that's your car, but you stole it. And then a week later, somebody steals the same car from you. Do you know that it's people that would be mad and complaining? Man, somebody stole my car. The car you stole. So things don't connect in people's minds when they getting down like that. When you are going after hard, pursuing hard something that don't belong to you. We do the same thing when it comes to credit and accolades and props and accomplishments. People would take credit for things that they did not do. They'll take credit for things that they know somebody else did. What's that movie? Oh no, it's not a movie. It was a TV show. It was a TV show, one of my favorite TV shows. Some of y'all might be. I see Big Ock is in the building. I know Big Ock old enough to remember. Some of y'all might remember this show. It's called Three's Company. One of the funniest shows ever come on TV. And Jack Tripper was a chef. He was the star of the show. Jack Tripper was a chef. And on one episode, he was in a class, trying to, pass a class. So all the students in the class had to cook the same dish. One guy in the class wasn't prepared. He didn't know how to do it. He was asking people questions, trying to cheat and all that. And Jack was like, hey, man, I ain't telling you nothing, man. You should have studied. They all had their little dish laid out. When Jack turned his head, old buddy switched. He switched the dish. And he ended up getting the top grade. And Jack ended up fell in the class because homeboy had switched out his dish. So what had happened was the guy had taken credit for something that he didn't do. And it's always, regardless of how it's done or what it's related around, when somebody does go after something that's not theirs, it's always the reasons are similar. So you didn't get the accolade, you didn't prepare and position yourself, you didn't work to put yourself in a position to be qualified to achieve the accomplishment. So you want to slide in the easy way and take credit for somebody that did work and qualify themselves and deserved the accomplishment. But the same situation is going to play itself out, because if you didn't get it honest, eventually a time is going to have to come where you're going to have to show and prove that you are who you are taking credit for being. So if somehow somebody tells you, hey man, we got this Rapper of the Year award coming up. Rapper of the Year, we got an award show, Rapper of the Year coming up. And you sneak your name onto the ballot some kind of way. And it's you and 4 other names on the ballot who are really, really deserving rappers that can really spit. They have put in the work. They've been grinding all year, doing whatever it is they got to do. But somehow you slip your name on the ballot, and then you find a way to rig up the votes. You find a way to rig the election like Bush did one year, right? And you end up winning. So you get to go on the stage and hold a trophy up and everybody clapping, oh man, Rapper of the Year. But then at some point, somebody's going to say, hey man, well, let's see what you got, man. Spit something. And you ain't built like that. That ain't who you are. You don't have those kind of skills. You just wanted to be called that. Now you looking stupid, because you shouldn't want something that you are not deserving of. And people would take credit. I've seen people accidentally get given credit for something that they didn't do, and they'll be thanking, oh, yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, like, I might have told y'all this one time. I wish Rapper K was in here right now. One time we had a concert and we were opening up for one of my favorite groups of all time, Zap. Y'all remember Zap? It was Roger Troutman and his brothers, Zap. And we were opening up for Zap. So backstage, behind the stage, a lot of people back there, whatever. So people coming along, fans and coming here and there. And somebody mistook this guy who was just there. They mistakenly thought that he was one of the members of Zap, because he kind of looked like one of the guys, right? So people was coming up and wanting to take pictures with him, and oh, can I get a picture? And instead of this dude going, oh no, I'm not who y'all think I am. I'm not, I'm not with Zap. I just happen to look like one. Man, that dude was soaking it up. He was soaking it up. That boy was in the pictures posing and hugged up with girls and finger gunning, and that boy was soaking it up. And we knew that this dude wasn't the dude. We was like, Now, we didn't blow the whistle on. We didn't go back and tell, hey, man, you know that really ain't the dude. You know, it was funny, but it also spoke to, again, just a mindset. Because why would you take that credit? Why would you do that? I don't even care if it's the slightest thing. People have made mistakes as it relates to me all the time. They'll say, man, I get this a lot. They'll say, oh man, I used to listen to you all the time in street military. And I have to say, well, no, I wasn't in street military. Those are my homies, street military. You know, I'm K-Rino, Southpaw Coalition. You got to correct them. I'm not gonna go, yeah, man, yeah, those are the good old days. No, it only takes a second. Because you wouldn't want anybody to take credit for something that you did. So if I'm walking through the crowd, if I'm at the comedy show and people start running up to me saying, Dave Chappelle, can I get an autograph? Dave Chappelle, I'm one of your biggest fans, man. I love your comment, man. You're the funniest comedian in the world. Because people used to always say I look like Dave Chappelle. How would I look? Say, oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, come on, man. Let me sign that for you, man. And while I'm signing it, the real Dave Chappelle walk up. Come on, man. Whatever you want out of life, you got to be willing to put your foot to the gas and go get it for yourself. You can only live so long on the steam of somebody else. You can put it off for a while. You can put it off for a while. You might put it off for a while. But sooner or later, somebody's going to go, nah, man, nah. So those are examples of why we shouldn't even want to take credit for something that we didn't do. We shouldn't even want to take somebody that doesn't belong to us. And then on another note, you don't know who you taking. Because you may be looking at it from the outside and say, oh, man, she fine. Man, what's she doing with him? Because that's how we think. Man, why she with him, man? Or the woman, what did he see in her? Don't he see all this? I know he would be more into this than into her. Well, maybe his mind operates beyond the physical. Maybe there are other qualities in that woman that have attracted him to that woman, and it's not just about the visual with him. Or maybe if you are able to take that person, you don't know who you taking. You might be taking a psychopath. You might be taking an abuser. You might be taking the worst person in the world. You may have done that person a real favor. Because we're looking at the surface. We're going by what we see on the surface. Let me see what y'all talking about, man. Let me dip over here and see what y'all talking about. Jovan says him or her from the externality doesn't determine a perfect match. Absolutely. Not at all. We've all made that mistake. Ooh, she fine. Ooh, he look good, girl. And it turned out to be your worst nightmare. See what y'all talking about, man. Jared says, I believe past family members, loved ones, or impressed help spirits are like guardian angels. Remember that. Christopher Heath said, Milli Vanilli. That's a great example. You got Grammy. You won a Grammy Award because you lip syncing off vocals that you did not record. And when it's time to sing for real, that's a great example. It's a great example. Milli Vanilli. Just do the best you can. And you don't want to come into a union like that. Because too many times when you come into a union like that, it ends the same way the last one ended. All right. You should never want what don't belong to you, man. Care what it is. If it's not mine, I don't want it. Because anything that you can stun on, you can get stunted back on. You find somebody's wallet and it got $800 in it, and the person's ID is in there, would you keep it? Would you keep it? A lot of people are, yeah, I'll keep it. Some of us are thrown off enough to think that that's God's blessing. See, that's God blessing me. I needed that $800, so yeah, but you don't know how bad the person who lost it needed. Trying to find that comment that's gonna blow my wig back. All right. Donna Donaldson said, envy is the mother of all murder. Envy is the mother of murder. I first heard Minister Farrakhan say that, and I was like, ooh, envy is the mother of murder. See, sometimes a person, they don't even really want what you got. That's another angle. They don't even want what you got. They just see what you got, and they don't want you to have it because they got a problem with you. And you ain't done nothing to them for them to have a problem with you. They don't even want what they really don't even care. They may have money, they may have a position, but a phone call could be made to that person and say, hey man, what you think about Donna Donaldson? What you think about her? I'm really thinking about giving her this promotion, man. You know, it pays $200,000 a year, man. We're gonna really, I've been watching it, but I just want to get some different opinions on it. And all you got us to do is tell the truth. No, Donna, good people. Yeah, Donna been doing her thing. Yeah. That's all you gotta say, but you go, I wouldn't do it. I don't think she ready. Nah, why not? Nah, she not ready. And if you got the kind of influence, you may cost that person that position. It don't affect you one way or the other. Doesn't take anything away from you, nor add. You just don't want her to have it. not knowing that to help somebody else get a blessing is a blessing to you. That's a blessing to you. Release that feeling, that vest that you wearing, of that envious vest that you wearing, and that envious helmet that you got strapped around your head. Snatch it off and just do right by people. Because if somebody made the phone call asking about you, what would you want them to say? Because you're the same person that would keep that wallet. And that's what people do. They say, man, I'll keep the money, but I'll send them back their ID. No, you send everything back. It's not yours. Because if you lose your money, you ain't gonna say, well, okay. And people have said that sometimes, but that when they say that, they're saying that as a compromise. Hey, look, man, whoever got my wallet, man, look, y'all can have the money. Just sit. I just need my ID. I got a lot of important stuff in there. I just need that stuff back. My social security card is in there. They're saying that as a negotiating bit to say, hey, man, look, they don't want to give their money up. They will hope that somebody is honorable. Hey, man, give it all back. It's like a trial, too. God might be testing you. See? Come on, man. Hey, man. It is what it is. Never want what doesn't belong to you. Ever. It's not yours. Y'all drop y'all locations, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all long. Drop y'all locations. Let me shout y'all out. Because I ain't gonna hold y'all long tonight. Boy, y'all cold-blooded. Adam Monarch is in Ontario. Cosmo 1000 out there in Dallas, Texas. Clayton in Columbus. That's Slicer 323. South Central LA. Today was a good day. Zachariah X in Lubbock TX. Zachariah X in Lubbock, Texas. Yeah. What is that? 573. What is that? Big Ock out there in the South Bronx. Bryson in Salt Lake City. Amaduzzi is in Indianapolis. The Great Phantom Face Final in Columbus. Instinct Hip Hop in Cape Town, South Africa. Yeah, I ain't forgot about your Instinct. Yeah, I have been busy. Is that V? But you got the little slash, so it might be, is it V or is it B? I want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name right. Orlando, Florida. 0102 is in West Texas. Jovan says plagiarism is a thing. Yes, indeed. Mark, what's up, Mark in Canada? Asiatic Asian man. Christopher Heaps is in Farmington, Missouri. Okay, I didn't know what that was. The homie Jesse Paris is in Denver, Colorado. Oh, it's V. Okay, I got you. Appreciate that, V. I don't like saying people's name wrong because people always calling me K-Rino, man. So I can relate. I can relate to people saying your name wrong. Captain No Hook in Minnesota. I appreciate the love, man. If y'all don't have my album Audio Optics yet, go get it right now from all the digital sites. And go purchase the CD off my website, SouthParkCoalitionSite.net. This is what you're looking for. We also have restocked on both my books. I forgot the name of my books. Oh, Life Lessons and Lyrics and Behind These Bars. Yeah. So be sure that you support the movement, man. Chloe Brown. What's up, Brownie? What you doing lurking around tonight, Brownie? Hot Boy Leon, what's going on? Yeah, drop y'all locations, man. I can shout y'all out. Friday Night Live. I saw that, Lester. And that can tie into this topic. He said, did you see that Big Floyd's murderer got stabbed in prison? I saw that. I read that tonight. I'm going to do a little more reading up on it to try to get more details on it before I go too far in. But if it's true, I feel nothing. I feel nothing. Because again, we talk about trying to take something that's not yours. He took George Floyd's life. That wasn't his life to take. You didn't give George Floyd his life. God gave him his life. So if God gave George Floyd that life, what gave you the authority to take it from him? So you tried to take something that wasn't yours, and it became dangerous for you. Now somebody done poked you up in prison. It's like when Jeffrey Dahmer went to prison. They got him. And one of my dreams for Derek Chauvin, who is the officer who was responsible for killing George Floyd, one of my dreams, one of my hopes for him was for him to be placed in general population. When it was understood that he was going to do some time, one of my hopes was for him to be dropped in the grease. So something just like this could happen. That's what I was hoping for. Oh, okay, man, come on, man. You see, man, come on, man. No, man, you shouldn't. No. What he did, he put himself in that position. He was above the law. He was bigger. He was bigger than the law because, hey, man, I'm this big, bad, racist white cop. And I got a uniform, a badge, a gun, a nightstick, a taser, some pepper spray. And I got the backing of a police department, and I got backup of other police officers. I can do whatever I want to do to this black man, including kill him. And ain't nothing gonna happen to me. But this time, one of the rare times where they got you and they charged you, and then they charged you and convicted you, then they convicted you and sentenced you. One of the rare times that we actually see that happen when these situations happen. Now, you in there getting poked up. So other than your mama, who feels sorry for you? Other than your wife might not even feel sorry for you because she might have moved on by now. How long Derek Chauvin been in jail? He been sentenced at least, he been gone at least a year. They gave him 20 years. So you might not have your wife no more. Divorced since he was in court. See, Drawn, I need that information. Is that a fact? Is that actual information that he got divorced? She divorced. See, L-Dub came and backed it up. So that lets me know she already knew. I ain't gonna wait no 20 years for this dude. She didn't even try to play it off. You know what? Now that y'all said, I do think I remember vaguely that they got divorced. I had just forgotten. So she didn't even try to act like she was gonna hang. She didn't even wait like a year or two. He was still going through the trial process, and she was like, psh. She probably couldn't wait. She was looking for a moment. See, this is what y'all don't understand. See, a lot of these cats, man, they be holding these women hostage in these relationships and in these marriages to where the woman she's going through the motions to stay with this dude, but she really knows what kind of dude he really is. She knows this dude is a low down racist, bully, brutalizing officer who abuses his power and his position, his authority, and all that. And he may be carrying over that same type of behavior at home. So she probably couldn't wait. Like, whoo, this is my moment. This is my window. For her to divorce him during the trial. Now think about you going through something, whether you guilty or not. When you in the trial, when you're going through court, that's when you really need the support of your family, and you really expect the support of your wife or your husband. And in the middle of that, remember them vows? When them vows say, for better or for worse. Now, when it got worse, she said, man, I'm out. This is just the situation I need. She cut him loose. Cut him loose. I'm glad y'all reminded me of that. Because that lets you know. She wouldn't. It was too easy for her to cut him loose. Too easy. It's been times where if somebody is really down with their husband, if a woman is really down with her husband, she could have seen that dude be one of the cops that was involved in the Rodney King beating. And clearly all of them was clearly in the wrong. Clearly just as in the wrong, or more so than George Floyd. Well, not more so, because they killed George Floyd. But if a woman is really down, she'll still find a way to justify, or even if she don't justify, she'll just flat out say, well, look, I'm not leaving my husband. I'm going to stick by my husband. See? She was gone. So wait a minute. So what y'all telling? So y'all are telling me, because it's now starting just really just different little thoughts are coming into my head now. So y'all are telling me that at the end of the day, she didn't even wait to see if, what if he would have beat it? What if he would have beat the case? What if they would have said, we find the defendant not guilty? She divorced him in the trial. She didn't wait to sentence him. She was ready to go, bro. She was ready to go. See, tell you what kind of dude he is. I tell you what kind of dude he is, man. So now you in there getting poked. Now you got to sleep with. I don't feel sorry for that dude, man, at all. I don't feel sorry for him at all, man. Because you didn't feel sorry when you had your knee on George Floyd's neck after he was clearly in no position to be of any threat, and y'all already had him down, cuffed, and subdued, and you still kept that pressure on him. So no. Enjoy the poking, sir. Christopher says, yep, she really knew the kind of person he was. Better than any person in the courtroom. Yeah, she lived with him. She lived with him. See? So she, man, look, man. I know when a woman is down with you. It's women that will marry a man that's already incarcerated. They might have became pen pals or something. A woman like that, they will, in some cases, they will show themselves to be more loyal and faithful than what that dude's wife. So she was ready to go. And I guarantee you, without being able to definitively prove this, I'm sorry, but I guarantee you, she either remarried already or she's involved with somebody. Come on, man. I feel sorry for that dude, man. She ain't getting insurance money. You know what? It don't even matter. Some people don't care. Bro, when somebody want to get away from a person, the person that they trying to get away from could be a freaking billionaire. When you want to get away, when you really want to get away, you ain't, hey man, I ain't got to get nothing from, I just want to get away. They might come back after the fact. Once they free and clear, then they might come back and be like, let me see if I can try to get some of that money up out you. See? Phantom Face says, I've been married for 22 years. If I get out here and act a fool out of character, I wouldn't expect my wife to stick around. I brought it on myself. And you know, like I say, a lot of men would think like that. Because I don't think I would expect my wife to stick around. But you would hope. But I wouldn't put that on her. There's no way you can be getting ready to do 25 years for some crap you did and then say, well, baby, remember you said for better, for worse, and 25 years? Anybody tell you to go out and rob that bank, them banks, shoot them people up? But it's a lot of good women that would hang in there. They would try to hang in there. But that's a long time. I can see if they gave them 3 years or something, 5 years, 5 maybe. That's a long time. Long time to go without. Long time. That woman is so happy that she got away from that dude. And I guarantee she don't care nothing about him. Especially if she got a new guy that's better. Oh, what's up, Brandon? I see you in the building, man. We talking about the danger of trying to take something that don't belong to you. And somebody brought up Derek Chauvin, who allegedly just got stabbed up in prison because he's in prison because he tried to take something that didn't belong to him, which is George Floyd's life. He took something that didn't belong to him. All right, let me see. This is not open topic, so we're not answering questions that's off topic and going on asking about things that have nothing to do with the topic. Because I know that when you come onto the live, you see the topic. So this ain't open topic tonight. So unfortunately, I won't be answering any basketball questions and stuff like that. But I will plug my album. Audio Optics available now on all the platforms. And physical copies like this. SouthParkCoalitionSite.net. You can go get the album right now. How long will it stay on my head before it falls off? I feel it slipping right now. Andrew is out there in Australia. Yeah, no doubt. We ship to Australia. No question about it. I'll answer your question, Jared, if it's on topic. I'm not going to hold y'all long, man. Zechariah says, think that was a money play too, though. If she take the house, George Floyd, people couldn't take it. Well, if she's still with him, now she ain't with him no more. I mean, I understand the logistics. I understand the details of that work. See, that's like when Aaron Hernandez committed suicide because it allowed for his daughter to be able to get his money. So he committed suicide in prison. I think he hung himself or something. So it's always little tips and taps. You know. Well. How is it okay take another life? If you elaborate. What do you mean? Well, I'll say this. And it's funny because I was watching a clip of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan last night. And he was talking about, he was referring to scripture in the Bible and the Quran. It talks about, we hear the term eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, life for a life. So, yeah, if you take somebody's life, okay, you got a life to get took coming lawfully. But that don't mean I got to bomb and blow up your whole family. I'm not going to fly over your family reunion and blow up your whole 9 generations. You don't exceed the limit. But when you have people who would do that and to your family, to you, would kill your child or something like that. Hey, man, hey, say, man, an eye for an eye. A lot of people don't believe in that. A lot of people believe in turn the other cheek and pray for your enemies and go get a person who killed your brother a hug. I don't believe in that. All right, man, I'm gonna let y'all make it, brother. I'll do an open topic tomorrow, and y'all come back and ask me some of these same questions, and I'll address those. But I want to try to stay on subject. Much love to y'all, man. Peace and blessings.